family a little time to get in the house. Peace and blessings, family, love and light. This is Wake Up Wednesdays with your brother, Omni Omnis, okay? Independent researcher of natural sciences. This is a new segment. Today, we're going to be building about the science of carbon-12, family. The science of carbon-12, all right? Not to be confused, okay, with the biblical reference, okay? There's one thing to believe, there's another thing to know. And when we're dealing with science, we're dealing with evidence, empirical evidence, understanding, ways to explain, all right? Gives you ways to explain phenomenon instead of just believing in phenomenon, all right? So we're going to take a look at that today from the scientific lens, the science of carbon-12, family, all right? Black people, we can't continue to be spooked out when we see 666, all right? These are numerals, okay, that play a role in mathematics, in vibration, and in frequency, all right? But we're gonna put the microscope on this 666, family. I done been in the store before. My change came back $6.66. I done seen individuals get spooked out, but at the end of the day, I still need my money. You know what I'm saying? So you can be spooked out if you want to, but that spooked me out, family. All right. Now 666 is said to be the mark of the devil, okay? The mark of the beast. All right. Now it's most famous, it's most known, okay, in King James, in the King James Bible, in Revelations 13 and 18. All right. In the King James Bible 13 and 18, it says, "Here is wisdom." All right. "Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 600, 666. All right. Ironically, family, when you get into science, you find out that the carbon-12 isotope, which is the most abundant, naturally occurring form of carbon, okay, and it accounts for 98.93%. All right. So it is very common and very abundant in nature. All right. Peace and blessings to the family, love and light, grand rising. So it is very common in nature, family. My discrepancy with it is carbon has an atomic sum of 12, all right? And it consists of 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons, okay? An electron is an electric atom, okay? A proton is a magnetic atom, okay? And the neutron is a neutral atom. These come together, okay, in a configuration to make objects and substances, whether ionized or neutralized, okay? I'm not trying to get too scientific, but I still have to give you guys the rundown on, on how it works. So anyway, 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, family. Love and light to the fan that's in the building. Grand rising. So 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. Okay, 6 negative charges, 6 positive charges, and 6 neutral, which are neutralized, so they have no charge. So that equals an atomic sum of 12. An atomic sum of 12. So they call it the carbon-12 isotope, which is the most common form of naturally occurring carbon found on the planet Earth, family. Okay? So I thought God was the creator. Okay? So whoever is creating this nature and creating the environment, the planet, and everything that we see that is untouched by man, has a base structure of carbon-12, 666. Okay? So we're trying to see what the Bible talking about. But we're gonna look, we're gonna go through this and see what we can make out of it. All right? So we tried the belief. Now let's try a little bit of knowledge. All right? So it said, here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding, okay, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, 666. And we just said that 666 stands for 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. The atomic sum of carbon-12 isotope. All right? So, technically, if something does not consist of 666 configuration, then it is likely to be unnatural, family. All right? And natural is things that consist of carbon bonds or carbon compounds or elements that consist of carbon. This is the key, the fundamental building block to matter, the fundamental building block to nature. All right? Now, let's just go over Mark, because it spoke about that in the Bible. Mark, by udictionary.com, it says, the definition of mark is a sign, a symbol, okay? An indication or stain. An example of mark is a bruise or being hit, all right? So I've seen when trees are being cut down in the woods. Normally you have an individual to go back and mark all of the trees that are to be cut down with an X, okay? So that marking is a means of identification, okay? Everything in nature is identified. It has an identity based on what it is, okay? So we see that we have humans, we have animals, and we have plants, okay? We have different types of species in nature, different types of life forms, okay? And that is your identity. So the Creator gives everything in the universe an identity. Okay, so your mark is your identity. All right. So we have melanin. We are marked with an organic biochemical compound that allows life forms to photosynthetically process light or absorb and digest light. So we are melanated and we are marked with that identification, okay, as life forms. Peace and blessings. Everybody that's in the building, try to wave to everybody. Appreciate you. So we have been marked in creation with an identification, all right? So regardless of what the Bible is saying, we understand that we have different versions of the Bible. We have different translations, okay? And those things change over time. But what does not change is that carbon. Because it is the fundamental building block of things that's organic. And we're gonna get deep into this thing. Okay, so how many times have you guys heard that humans are mammals? What's the discrepancy with that? We already heard the whole ordeal with Charles Darwin, which is the guy who came up with the evolution theory, okay? And I think it was in the 1800s where he came up with the evolution theory. And some people seem to think that humans derive from animals. And we got to understand that humans, animals, and plants are separate species of organisms. So they're not the same. And never will you go out in nature and find a human, plant, or animal mixed as one life form. So that's the discrepancy. Why are scientists considering human beings to be mammals? Okay, a mammal, by definition, is a warm-blooded vertebrate animal, or a class that is distinguished by the possession of hair or fur, the secretion of milk by females for the nourishment of their young, and typically the birth of live young. That's by Oxford Dictionary. All right. So you see in the definition, animal. That's not to be confused for a human. So a beast is a four-footed mammal as distinguished from a human being. Okay. A lower vertebrate and invertebrate. A lower animal as distinguished from a human being. An animal as distinguished from a plant and animal under human control. That's by Merriam-Webster. Okay. So a beast is an animal. So if you have the mark or the identification of an animal and you're supposed to be a human, then something is wrong with that family. Okay? That's an infraction against the Creator. The Creator is intelligent. The Creator knows what's right and what's wrong. And that arrangement right there is just, it ain't right, family. But we're going to get more into it. So organic. So we got to get into what's natural, what's organic. Peace and blessings to the family. Love and light. Ashe, family. See what we got. So humans, animals, and plants are two separate species of organisms, of life forms. We are forms of life, family. Okay? And it says right here, inorganic. We understand that organic are compounds that contain carbon. Organic means compounds that contain carbon. As we said in the beginning, carbon is the fundamental building block for life, for molecular bonds and structures. Okay? Even though we are biological, we are constructed in a certain manner. All right? So before we get too spiritual, we might want to understand the basics, family. Peace and blessings. Ashe, family. Ashe. I'm gonna make sure I answer your questions and address the comments. Just give me 1 second, family. Let me see what we got. So inorganic are compounds that does not consist of carbon. All right. So another definition is not consisting or deriving from living matter. Okay. From living matter. Carbon is a radioactive element. Okay. Is a very highly energetic element that is used for bonding with other elements. Okay. And it's ideal for the extra 4 valence electrons that is acquired during molecular bonding. Okay, so everything that you see that is a solid or a liquid or gas derives from the molecular bonding process. Okay, now natural definition by dictionary.com for references. It says existing in or formed by nature. Existing in or formed by nature, opposed to artificial. Artificial are things, objects, and substances engineered by man in laboratories. So that would be artificial, not of nature. Okay, not of creation, not of the Creator. Okay, so we got to understand the difference from things that are created by the Creator and things that are created by man. All right, because there's a big difference. Now, in chemical physics, which is a subdiscipline of chemistry and physics, right, that investigates the physiochemical phenomena using techniques from atomic and molecular physics, and considered in condensed matter, okay, condensed matter physics. It is the branch of physics that studies chemical processes from the point of view of physics. All right, and that's what we're going to be examining, because technically if we're going to get into carbon 12 and understanding what it is, this would be under the branch of chemical physics. All right, now according to chemical physics, all physical objects absorb and reflect sunlight strictly based upon its chemical composition. Now, we emphasized on the importance of carbon earlier. All right, there's a reason why black people are melanated. There's a reason why plants are melanated. And we have the structure and the functioning of conduction of light. Okay, that's what photosynthesis is. The conversion of light energy into chemical energy. Matter of fact, the darker you get, the more chemical energy you synthesize from the light energy. Okay, so it's actually showing you an example of how when black people get darker, that we are undergoing that process and converting the light energy from the sun into chemical energy successfully, without sunburn, without skin cancer. And it's good that I'm talking about this, because I just did a bill about climate change and global warming and how that correlates to melanin. All right, so carbon has everything to do with melanin, okay, which is a conductor, a receptor of light energy. And we are living in a solar system that has a certain function and a certain structure, family. So we can't forget that. This is a solar system. Life is predicated upon the presence and the influence of the sun. They call it thermodynamics. Thermo meaning heat, dynamics meaning system. This is a heat system, okay? So you have to be able to process and digest the light of the sun. Okay, now according to IUPAC, which is the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, absorption, the process of one material, absorbate, being retained by another absorbent. This may be the physical solution of a gas, liquid or solid, in a liquid attachment of molecules of gas, vapor, liquid, or dissolved substance to a solid surface by physical forces, okay, etc. The spectral photometry, absorption of light, that's what it says, spectral photometry, absorption of light at characteristic wavelengths or bands of wavelengths is used to identify the chemical nature of molecules, okay? Used to identify the chemical nature of molecules, atoms, and ions to measure the concentrations of certain species, of these species, okay? That's by IUPAC, okay? The International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, for individuals who need references. So melanin, it says melanin is any of various black, dark, brown, reddish brown, or yellow pigments, okay? Animal or plant structures such as skin, hair, etc. That's by Merriam-Webster. So we see that melanin is associated with pigmentation, and that's your magnetic receptor and conductor of light energy when you live in a solar system. So I'm trying to get where they're going with this whole 666 thing, family. It seems that if you don't have 666, then it's pretty much over for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what we just talked about with the global warming climate change, that you must be a photosynthetic life form in a solar system, especially when the electromagnetic prominence of the sun has risen. That's what global warming is about. The warming of global temperatures. All right? Now, let me see. Medical definition of melanin. Okay? Medical author William C. Shield Jr. All right? It's an MD. This was a review done on it was December 12th, 2018, family. It says the melanin pigment that gives humans skin, hair, and eyes their color. Dark-skinned people have more melanin in their skin than light-skinned people. All right? Melanin is produced by cells called melanocytes. Okay, cyte in Greek means cell. Melas means dark or black. So it means dark or black cell. So the cells is what makes up the bodily tissues. Okay? So it provides some protection against skin damage from the sun. Okay? And the melanocytes increase their production of melanin in response to sun exposure. So the more sunlight, the more conduction, the higher the production of melanin. All right? Some individuals develop skin cancer though. So It's not the same for everyone. So we can't generalize identity. We can't generalize DNA and genetics. It says freckles, which occur in people of all races, okay, are small concentrated areas of increased melanin production. And that's by medicine.net for references. Medicine.net. Okay. So carbon, right, from Latin carbo, meaning coal, all right? Carbon from Latin, which is an older language than English. So we go back about 500 years. And it means coal, all right? Is a chemical element with the symbol C and the atomic number 6 on the periodic table of elements, right? It is a non-metallic tetravalent making 4 electrons available to form covalent bonds. Okay, remember we talked about molecular bonding earlier, all right? It's an electrical transport process, okay? So physical matter can only bond through this electrical process. That's why you have free radicals, okay? Free radicals do not have the same number of electrons, okay? So this is by chemddl.org. It says tetravalent, meaning 4, okay? Carbon is normally tetravalent, meaning it makes 4 bonds to other atoms, okay? Carbon has 4 valence electrons. There's 4 electrons in its outermost shell. So it kind of works like a solar system family. See how you have the sun in the middle, when you understand the standard module, the sun in the middle with planets orbiting around the sun, okay? With the electron, proton, and neutron, okay? It works in a similar fashion. So we're like miniature solar systems, okay? You got your electron and your outer valence shells orbiting around, okay? Now it says the outermost shell of an atom containing the valence electrons. That's what the valence is. The outermost shells of an atom. Okay? Now valence electrons are the electrons that reside in the outermost electron shell of an atom in the highest energy level. Okay? So it has something to do with producing higher levels of energy. They are important to an atom because the fewer valence electrons that the atom holds, the less stable it becomes. Okay? So that's by education, brighthub.education.com, family. So we just wanted to get into some of the definitions because, you know, we're dealing with a little bit of science and we're trying to understand how it works because, you know, like I said, we've dealt with belief for a long time and it's not really getting us the results that we can get. All right? So, like Albert Einstein said, like, what's his quote? What was the quote? The definition of ignorance, of insanity, is to do the same thing with expectations of new results, family. The definition of insanity is to do the same thing with expectations of new results. There's a lot going on out here in the world, family. And the results that we've been getting ain't the results that we technically want. So it's nothing wrong with trying something different. So let's get into a little bit of knowledge. So radioactive, like I said, carbon is a radioactive element on the periodic table of elements. All right. So radioactive definition says emitting or relating to the emission of ionizing radiation or particles. Anything that comes from the sun is going to be radioactive, okay? Radioactive, well, radio are wavelengths of electromagnetic radiation. Radioactive denotes the excitation of atomic nuclei. So you have particle collisions, little small particles that's vibrating and they collide together, all right? The more they collide together, from increased speeds, the more of a repulsive force that it makes, okay? And the slower the vibration, the slower the particles are colliding, which results in condensed matter. So you have gases, liquids, and solids, all right? So ionizing radiation or radioactive material, okay, deals with ionizing radiation or particles. Like I said, anything that comes from the sun is going to be naturally radioactive, okay? Now, what I see going on as far as, you know, politics, policies and regulations of the government is attempts to neutralize radioactive substances, okay? Evidently, radioactivity or higher vibrational matter, we can just say that higher vibrational matter is not good for everybody. Sometimes some people get hurt just like from going out in the sun and developing melanoma skin cancer, squamous cell carcinoma, or basal cell carcinoma. That's an immune response from radioactivity of the sun. Okay, that's direct. But the sun also creates materials through photosynthesis, right? And thermochemical energy conversion, the process in which biomass is converted from light energy, okay? And biomass is released as heat. So it's a back and forth interaction. So anything that comes from the sun, family, is higher vibrational. And we have governmental policies and regulations like the Cartagena Protocol. And there's also a climate change protocol as well. I get the exact terminology for you, but it's to deactivate radioactivity, to neutralize higher vibrational matter. All right? So it seems like the Bible is trying to demonize higher vibrational matter, or matter that is naturally occurring, which should be of the Creator. If it says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. All right, God said, so let it be light. All right, so if that's true, then the God that's in the Bible should be the Creator. But according to what we find in science, there's a conflict of interest. Okay, we see that this carbon-12 is naturally abundant. All right, more than any other form. That only leaves about 1.5 or maybe 2% at best when it comes to matter that is man-made. So nature is dominant when it comes to creation and production. When you see the oceans and mountain ranges and the atmosphere, there's so many things that's of nature that's on a large scale, family. All right. So man-made production does not compare to that which is natural. All right. Man-made production comes in the form of carbon, the carbon-13, not 666. All right. Carbon-18. These are artificial forms of carbon, family. All right. So it says carbon-12 is a part of the base structure of melanin, okay, which is not a chemical. All right. It's not a chemical element. Carbon-12 is a part of the base structure of melanin. Melanin is not a chemical element, all right, but a chemical compound and polymer that consists of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen bonds. Okay, these are considered to be the four base key elements of organic chemistry. Okay, four key base elements of organic chemistry: water, fire, air, and earth. All right. Now, melanin is a natural biological receptor of light and radiation found in most living organisms in nature. So, is 666 of the devil, or is 666 of the beast? All right? We're going to figure it out. Now, carbon is the 15th most abundant element in the Earth's crust, and the 4th most abundant element in the universe by mass after hydrogen, helium, and oxygen. Okay? It says that carbon-12, which is a form of naturally occurring carbon, is the more abundant of the 2 stable isotopes of carbon, amounting to 98.93 of the element of carbon. Its abundance, this is my favorite part, its abundance is due to the triple alpha process, right, by which it is created in stars. And the triple alpha process refers to the fusion of helium 3 times, okay, to make carbon. Carbon is atomic number 6, all right? You have hydrogen, atomic number 1, helium, atomic number 2, lithium, atomic number 3. It takes the fusion of helium 3 times to make carbon, which is atomic number 6, okay? So we don't want to be confused. It's the atomic mass of that particular element. 6 is not spooky. There's nothing spooky about that. Now, carbon dating, right, is a form of determining the age or date of fossils, okay, of organisms that have decayed and pretty much biodegraded back into the earth. So for scientists to determine the age and the chemical properties of an organism, they have to carbon date. So it says determination of the age or date of organic matter from the relative proportions of the carbon isotope carbon-12 and carbon-14 that it contains. The ratio between them changes as radioactive carbon-14 decays and is not replaced by exchange with the atmosphere. That's by Oxford Dictionary. So carbon-12 is a form of carbon that is replaced and exchanged with the atmosphere. Carbon-14 does not, okay, because it's not a naturally occurring form of carbon. It's man-made carbon. That's why it has no chemical affinity. It has no compatibility, or it's not in harmony with nature. That's the point, family. All right. So now, according to the ASU School of Life Sciences at Arizona State University, funded by the Natural Sciences Foundation, okay, this is according to a mainstream source. It says almost 99% of the mass of the human body is made up of 6 elements. Remember, I gave y'all the 4 base key elements, but we're going to go through this. According to the ASU School of Life Sciences, Arizona State University, funded by the Natural Sciences Foundation, almost 99% of the mass of the human body is made up of 6 elements. Oxygen, check. Carbon, check. Hydrogen, check. Nitrogen, check. All right. Calcium and phosphorus. Okay. It says only about 0.85%, not even 1%, is composed of another 5 elements: potassium, sulfur, sodium, chloride, chlorine, and magnesium. Okay. So this is my discrepancy with the chemistry. You have your 4 bases, right? We got humans, animals, and plants. My thing is, from my studies of, genetics, the ABO blood group study, the RH study, hematology, immunology, I see that there is a difference in the genetics of humans, but oftentimes it's generalized that all humans are the same. We clearly see that all humans are not the same, family. We clearly see that. All right? So in these genetic studies, okay, come to find out that all humans are not 100% humans. Okay? Now, only people of African descent are 100% human according to these genetic studies. You have your Rh negative and your Rh positive. Back to the mark of the beast. Mark of the beast, mark meaning an indication, okay? A form of identity, all right? So genes is a form of identity, not written by man, but written by the creator, written by creation from the beginning. Okay, your genes is what determines who you are and what you are. All right. So the mark of the beast is an indicator of animal markers. All right. What is the marker? The marker is known as the Rh factor, which is a genetic marker found present in the DNA of some humans. Okay. Said to be an 85%, 15% ratio between Rh negatives and Rh positive, meaning some individuals have animal DNA. Okay. What is a beast? An animal. A beast is an animal. Okay. Like I said, in creation, there's humans, animals, and plants. In no way, shape, form, or fashion should there be humans with animal DNA, which is a separate life form. So how did that happen? Did the creator make a mistake? Was somebody cursed? Or what happened? Either way, something went down, family. So we got to figure that out. We see that we're not just making this up, because this is something that is happening right now. It's known, is acknowledged by mainstream scientists, that there are some humans with animal genes, okay, which is known as the Rh factor. Rh is an acronym for rhesus monkey, for rhesus. The rhesus monkey is a species of primate indigenous to the geographical location of Eurasia. All right? So, even when you get blood transfusions, they have to check your DNA family for the Rh factor. If you have the Rh factor, you cannot donate blood to an individual that does not have the Rh factor. Okay? So it's that serious, because it could possibly kill the individual. Also, there's erythroblastosis, which is something that occurs during the pregnancy of a mother who is Rh negative, and if her baby is Rh positive, the antibodies in her DNA will attack the antigens, which are the foreign DNA markers that are of another species, which are animals. Her DNA will attack that baby and kill the baby. All right. So that's why you have to get the RhoGAM shot. The RhoGAM shot is a shot that was created to neutralize the antibodies, which are the DNA defenders that fights against bacteria, viruses, fungi, and things of that sort. Okay. So it's your body is telling you, your genes is telling you that this is wrong. This is not right. They even got a Bible verse that speaks about being evenly yoked. What does evenly yoked mean? Don't change the species. Don't change the creation family. If God is intelligent, if God is supreme, omnipotent, omniscient, all of those things, why would people go around changing things that was created by a supreme being? So that's what I got to say about that, family. So 666, again, it's the atomic sum of carbon-12 isotope. 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. Regardless of what the Bible say, if my change come back $6.66, I need my money. Straight like that. So enough spookism. Okay, that's belief. Not trying to offend anybody, but I just want to get black people back to being scientists. When you go to ancient places like where the Mayans was, or the Egyptians, you will see hieroglyphics of black people. Okay, these black people built megalithic structures. Okay, geometric structures. And when you examine some of these hieroglyphics, you see black people, and you have to understand that these are this is very advanced architecture, which takes science, mathematics, calculation. You go in these structures and you see hieroglyphics of black people, but today you see no megalithic structures. Today you don't see black people ruling the world. Today you don't see black people living out to their full potential. All right? That's because we have been strayed away from science, family, with religion. And religion is the enemy of black people because it's keeping us stagnated and keeping us spooked out from learning. Okay? I know at one point in time niggas used to believe in the Candy Man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas done, go in the bathroom, turn the light off, say the shit 3 times. Don't nothing happen. It's not nothing that's going to happen. You have been spooked out, family. So get out of that. That's tricks is for kids. And the day and age in which we are in right now, it's time for progress. It's time for change, family. So I'm just trying to do my part. So for you individuals who chimed in, thank you for your time, for your energy. It's greatly appreciated. And we'll be doing more builds. So today's build was really good. Following up with the Wake Up Wednesdays. Hopefully, I added on to your Wednesday with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of information that you can carry into your daily life. And maybe you can ask some questions, you know what I'm saying, and have some builds with some other brothers and sisters about the same subject matter. Because we see information is abundant, is available to us in this time and in this day and in this age. And if you ain't on the information, family, if you don't know, you must just don't want to know, family. Because this is the age of information and in the time of revelation. All right? And all will be revealed during the time of enlightenment. And this is that time, family. All right? So before I get up out of here, I don't even know how long I've been on. Hopefully it's been at least a good about 30 minutes. So I promise you guys at least 30 minutes to an hour for every session. Okay, some sessions may be longer than others. But make sure you hit up that Cash App, family. The Cash App is www.cashapp.com/$OmniVision EDU 360. Okay? It's a scientific and historical literacy for indigenous people. Okay? We're reclaiming our independence in different areas. But one of the first areas we must reclaim our independence is education, because we have been miseducated by the public school system, family. All right? We have been horribly miseducated. All right? And there's nothing wrong with asking questions, because that's how you get answers. The first step to getting answers is asking the question. So that's all you got to do. And a lot of the religions and stuff, they forbidden people to question because it fundamentally goes against the belief, because they want you to believe, not know. They say that it's not for you to know, it's for God to know. But God gave us minds and brains to think and to function. So it's about accountability. We're no longer children. At one point in time, we were young, we were children, and we grew up, we evolved. We don't stay on the same level. So science produces advanced spirituality and advanced society, okay? And we have to get back to that. 666 has nothing to do with spookism. It is the atomic sum of the key base element that is the foundation of all natural life. That's all it is. Has nothing to do with it. All right? So make sure you hit up www.youtube, www.youtube.com, my bad, /The Nature God, TheNaturegod, space, Omni, that's spelled OMNIAMUNASE. Okay? Hit up the Instagram at www.instagram.com/OmniOmnis. That's OMNIS. Okay? And that's lowercase. If you want to hit up my Somebody trying to hit me up doing the joint. I'm almost done. I can't answer it right now though. Let's see if I can. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to finish out the show, family. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So hit up those joints. The Facebook is www.facebook.com/Omni Omnis. So that's a capital OMNIS, capital OMNIS. Okay, because this video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Okay, I got over 10,000 views, family, on the YouTube. Okay, people comment, we building, and you know I'm representing my people. You know what I'm saying? We getting intellectual debates, engagements, and I'm holding it down for indigenous people. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, who steered them wrong, family, but we are the first, we the original, and imitation is the highest form of flattery, straight like that. So they want to be us. At the end of the day, it's a blessing to be in harmony with the Creator. And when you're melanated, you have the seal of the Creator. You are approved to exist. Okay, you are approved to exist, family. When you go out into that sun and there's a negative effect, a negative reaction, and something is wrong. Okay, that's disharmony. That's rejection. You're being rejected of the light. Okay, so 666 is not spooky. Now we'll be doing another build Sunday, because we have Sunday soul sessions at 9 a.m. and then we have Wake Up Wednesdays at 9. No, we have Wake Up Wednesdays at 9 a.m. and we have Sunday soul sessions at 9 p.m. Okay, so don't miss that, family. Make sure to tune in. Make sure to channel in. We'll be doing more builds. So I appreciate you guys for your time, your energy, love and light. To the next one, Ashe. Peace and blessings.